just something else. All right. So you guys don't run the DMs on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube and email. Yeah, everyone's been sliding in and they've been asking about the rock monsters from Obor.
Oh yeah.
So it's a new sticky compound tire from Obor Tires. This is a 35 by 15. So I'm running them on this. Eric's running them on that, and Ryan has Maxxis Roxxilla's 35 by 15.
Yeah, here, let me take this. You talk.
Okay.
Because you know, you could say maybe the best out of all of us.
Well, I ran Maxxis for a long time, and I honestly, nothing against Maxxis. Love those tires. They've been, up to this point, I would say they're the best tire I've ever ran.
We would never say anything bad about the Zilla.
No,
Never have.
Love those tires.
Never
I
have.
still have them.
Yeah.
I have 2 sets.
Love those tires.
So
Yeah.
But we are excited to try these out. So they're a sticky compound, but the durometer reads them in between a sticky or soft Roxxzilla and a hard Roxxzilla. So it's right in the middle. It's kind of a hybrid tire.
Right.
So
Anyway,
we were talking about the tires. So the tread pattern, as far as spacing and everything for lugs, is very similar. The width is very similar. It's a flat top tire, and it does have these aggressive side lugs that go most of the way, you know, at least halfway down the sidewall.
right.
So it squishes very similar. The only difference that we can tell so far is that the compound is in between. So the durometer of the tire, which is basically the hardness, the durometer, that's how you read the squish of the tire.
oh, okay.
Science.
Follow the
Yeah.
science, they say.
So anyway, the Roxxzilla,
It'd only be 2 weeks to slow the spread, right?
the Roxxzilla
science.
has a soft and a hard compound.
They do.
The durometer, the softness of this falls right in the middle of the two compounds of Roxxzilla. The camera's wiggling like this, bro.
Should we put a durometer count
We
on
need
it?
a durometer.
Jeez.
We need one of those.
Durometer.
How hard or soft are you? Use the durometer.
Okay, so we get 2 questions.
Yeah.
There we go.
How you guys liking these rock monsters?
With the apostrophe, like in.
Liking. How y'all liking them rock monsters is
Okay.
what we get.
There we go.
So the answer, all I can say so far, maybe you would agree, maybe you have something different to say, is so far so good.
100%. 100%.
No complaints so far, but I'm not going to go ahead and say that this is better or worse than maybe a Roxxzilla, because
Right.
Roxxzillas get better and better and better. By
We
the
just
time-
don't have the
Right.
the testing. We don't
When I
have
had-
We
the
don't have the
data.
miles on it.
When I had 3,000 miles on my Roxxzillas, they were like glue sticking to everything
Dude,
out
right.
here. So I don't plan to declare a winner until I have 3,000 miles on these. But yeah.
So we're excited to see if it's the same with these. Comparable, as good. Are they 95% good? Are they better? We don't know, obviously.
at this
you know,
point, they're
prediction
very
early.
predictable.
The only
They're-
thing that I can say, I'll flip it around real quick. The only thing that I can say is that I'm already pretty comfortable with them. They're
Yeah.
predictable already, and I have maybe 250, 300 miles on them.
So we've been talking about it a little
But
bit too.
yeah, I mean they've been good so far.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, so we don't plan to declare a winner, so you don't have to keep asking like, hey, are they better than Zillas? Are Zillas better than these? So
Right.
far so good. These new feel like a new Zilla. That's all
Yeah.
I can say.
let's talk about the little bit of differences. Like, so they're non-directional.
Yep.
Yeah. So a Maxxis Roxxzilla is directional tire. You can only mount it going one way. It kind of has an arrow
Right.
pointing.
There's
Going
an
that
arrow on
way.
the sidewall that tells
Right.
you which way the
True.
rotation is.
But the tread kind
But
of
the
goes
tread
into an
pattern
arrow
goes that
saying
way,
go
right?
that way.
Yeah.
These you can rotate these whichever way.
Yeah.
So on a soft tire, that might be cool because the outside lugs here get worn down pretty quick, and if you can turn that around, it's almost like you have a new tire again.
Exactly.
So far, I mean, they look pretty similar to the wearing.
It's the wear pattern.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That front edge starts rounding off,
Yep.
and the inside kind of stays where it is. And I don't know.
Yeah, and so they measure, or they weigh 53 pounds, which I think is the same as a Roxxzilla. Again, comparing
Not
it to
the same.
Maxxis.
It's super close.
Yeah, they're Very, very close. And then the actual height measured on the car, you measured yours
Yes.
with what, 10 pounds?
10 pounds, and they were what, 34?
I think they were over 34.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So they may measure just a smidgen
was that
taller.
on the car?
I was on the car. If I
They're about
remember
the
right.
same.
I,
When pulled
I
up-
measured both. I measured off, and then once I mounted them, I can go back and try to find those and flash it here on the screen. But I don't remember what the Zilla is. The Zilla does tend to be just a smidgen small.
When I pulled up
but-
beside you earlier today, we were tire to tire, and they're
almost identical.
I got one for
Yeah, you're
one.
not
I
gonna
mean, you
tell
couldn't
the
tell the
difference.
difference.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so either.
So anyway, this
So,
isn't a review.
no.
They're good tires so far.
Yeah.
We would never tell someone to not get them, but we're not going to declare a winner for a long time.
Right. Yeah.
So,
One
but
thing
you
we
guys
do.
you guys can watch the video. You can watch us do a climb
Right.
with each set of tires, and maybe one of these days we'll do them both on the same car, same climb. Once they're more worn in, and really do a comparison. But
That would be fun to kind of switch them out, and maybe that's what we can do, you and me. Is we come out, we run something, go back to the
Swap.
parking lot,
yeah,
swap it out real fast.
Pattern. You guys can.
Man,
Yeah.
we have a trail ready Pro Eagle. We can do it out here.
That is true. That is true. We can strap it to the back of that. That
got mine in
It's
there.
in my
Mac
trunk.
Designs
It's in my
trunk.
trunk.
Yeah,
Yeah.
too. We can lift up the whole
we
car.
can
and
lift the whole
just-
car thing like
Done.
Formula One style.
Yeah. Pro Eagle to the rescue on something like that. So hopefully we can do that something. One other thing that we do get a comment about on these ones though is the look of them. People tend to like the look of this quite a bit with that. They kind of have the angled pattern. Good looking tire. Both are good looking, but this one maybe just a smidgen more. That's just obviously an aesthetic
My
thing, but
early prediction, not having driven on these, is that they're going to be identical. I mean, they're going to perform the same.
it's what it feels like so far.
Really, really, really good in the summertime when everything's warm and
Oh,
sticky
yeah.
and hot.
Yeah.
And in the wintertime, you know, things are going to get a little bit tougher out here, and it's just the way it goes.
And we were turned on to these because we ran their Predator tires for a long time.
Yes.
You've seen those in our videos
Super
for the
impressed with
last.
those
Which
things
was a
for
really
what our
good tire.
expectations were.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're not a rock specific tire, but we did put them through the paces, and they do well.
Dude, they killed it in Moab on the General
It's nuts.
out of the box.
Yeah, it's
That,
brand
I
new
mean, those
tire.
were brand new.
Yep.
No
they
miles.
squish real well. I
Yes.
mean, like those tires like would
mold,
engulf a whole
yeah.
rock.
Yes. Yeah.
was weird.
They were a good tire. So anyway, the biggest thing I think we want to take from this is it's another option to look at.
Yeah.
Right. And then the Predator is an option if you're looking for a kind of a overall general tire.
Yeah, like you come here twice a year, and most of it's out in the desert or whatever, or the mountains.
Trails
That
and
might be
stuff
the
like
better
that.
tire for you.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you can come out here and it's going to do great on the rocks too.
Yep.
You know.
One thing
So,
about those, they make them only in a 32 or 34.
Yes.
Maybe a 32, but
32 and
also, but-
yeah, 34 is the biggest. They did not make a 35, but that 34 is
Measures
It
true
measures pretty
34.
it's
true,
pretty
so-
true 34. So
Anyway,
anyway, wrap that up.
That's
a lot
it.
of tire talk.
That's a lot of tire talk.
A lot of science on tires.
I was gonna say, what's that again?
Durometer.
Add it.
Sometimes I feel like you make stuff up.
Durometer.
All right, see you guys.
Portable durometer.
The snack div. The pinch test with the snack div.
Oh, please.
See what the reading turns out.
It's I'm seeing if this is really a thing.
Are we done?
Yeah, durometer.
All right, we're gonna stay. We're gonna stay
So
filming here.
here's a little. This isn't science. Duro is hard in Spanish, so durometer is a hardness measurer.
Measurement.
Science.
Okay. All right.
What's it saying?
It's called a shore durometer. It's a device for measuring the hardness of a material,
There you
typically of polymers, elastomers, and rubbers.
Rubbers. Huh?
Rubbers.
go. There you go. There you go.
So yeah, very well. Good
Should
job.
we add
Bruce.
one more to the list?
That's it.
That's it.
Durometer.
Drum.
See you guys.